Um, so first things first, my internet for the past couple days, like 3-4 days, and into next week is really bad, too bad to stream at all, and most of the times actually too bad to play as well. The only times I can really play are like early mornings or really late nights. So on weekdays, I basically can't play at all until the end of next week. So instead of using streaming to record, for the few games that I am able to play, I'll just be doing it with Fraps, and then these videos I'll be able to upload in HD. But yeah, as soon as I can get back into using streaming, I'm gonna do that because Fraps and having to video process is a lot more CPU intensive and just not really sustainable for a large amount of videos. So this game I'm playing ADC. I actually gave up the jungle position just to put a bit of variety in what I'm playing. I actually don't recommend playing AD as when you're trying to carry yourself out of EO hell. It's one of the weakest early game positions, really no matter which AD you're playing. Like even if you're playing one of those that are considered strong in early game, they're all pretty weak in general early. I realize that's a blanket statement, but it is kind of true. And it's heavily team reliant as well as reliant on your support. Which brings me to the second thing. If you notice that I actually have a Cho'Gath support this game, and I really don't suggest playing traditional supports in low elo, like Sona, Janna, Taric, whatever, if you are forced into a position where you have to support. Because having weird supports like Cho'Gath, the enemy team won't really know how to adapt to it, and it can snowball lanes really easily. Whereas if you play standard support, gameplay is very static. You'll probably go even, and you don't really want to do that, because if you go even, that leaves you really vulnerable and rely on other lanes to carry you. This Cho'Gath is not doing that great though. He's like missing all his ruptures. I'm not really concerned, even though I should be a little, because I do have my barrier up. So if I do get... So yeah, I just managed to burn Ash's flash there, with which for a barrier is worth it. Although I should back because I don't have any potions. So, not playing too well on my part right now because I'm allowing Leona to land her skills on me, which makes them able to affect me or harass me very effectively. Top lane with Wukong and Jax getting first blood against a Nunu is huge, because Nunu traditionally is only useful in laning phase, basically, if you're not support. And being able to get a kill against him like severely reduces that. I'm not sure where Leona is, but I'm going to stay on this side so that the creeps can block the volley if Ashe uses it. So really, like, that's part of the reason why I don't like playing bottom lane. Like, the support is really what determines it, and my support is basically completely useless, while theirs isn't. Which is why I'm losing the lane really hard right now. That was way too aggressive of a misplay, and they totally underestimated how much damage I do. I didn't need a flash there, obviously, but I did want to get an assist. So, I figured I might as well use it. So as long as Cho'Gath lands his ruptures, this lane should go really easily in our favor. If he doesn't though, then we'll probably lose. I don't actually really like playing Sivir, but she's really good because of her spell shield. Against something like an Ash Arrow Initiate, she can just block that and it's basically voided. She's really good against dive champions like Ahri. So I blocked the Mummy's bandage with my shield, and that allowed us to stay alive. I think he flashed as well. Yeah, I think Mummy flashed. So they've pretty much all been burning their flashes and wasting them, which is pretty good for us. I swear he's only put one ward down this entire game. But that's another thing. If your support's not warding well, don't just bitch at him and be like, oh my god, why aren't you warding? He's such a bad support. Just tell him where to place them. In this case, I'm not really concerned about warding. I don't really care because I'm not scared of Amumu ganks with my spell shield and barrier, so I don't care if he uses that one ward that he has or not. What the heck? He has Ghost? Not something unexpected. That was really dumb. They should have been focusing the Alona instead of coming in on Ash. That was a free kill that we just missed because of that. I might be able to pick it off that tower. Probably not. So I'm just going to push really aggressively since their AD carry has it back. Jax shouldn't... Well, I suppose it's... No, Jax shouldn't really be back there right now because of this NIA. And chance... She has a chance of coming to help bot, trying to come to help bot. Somehow I ended up taking the tower. Yeah, that was a really bad dive. I wouldn't have tried doing that. Amumu got a double kill, which isn't good, but at least their AD carry wasn't there, so. And I also didn't realize that Amumu had hit level 6 at that time. She might get the pickup on Mira. Yeah, so 1-for-1 trade. Yeah, so Wukong's got 18 farm versus Nunu's 40, which honestly it's to be expected. I don't really... Nunu late game farm, or not late game. Or yeah, Nunu late game, or like in team fights, it's not that really that useful, so... As long as he's not getting super fed off Wukong, it's honestly like it's going even, it doesn't even matter. Because this Ashe is just building straight up crit, her volleys aren't doing any damage, so I don't even care about blocking them. Because I can just lifesteal back up. Cho'Gath got blue buff, so that's going to be good for us. He can just spam his moves more. Almost got 3 hits on it. But even if Ash hits crits on me, my damage is still a lot higher just because I have more AD. So forced her flash out. I did burn my ult late. If I were to use it, I should have used it earlier. So I was late on that, but did get the flash. Since we have the advantage in the lane now, I'm just gonna try to pressure it and keep the minions at her tower and then harass her on her tower. I flashed there to try to juke Leona's, what we called her Zenith Blade, but it didn't come, so. I wanted to make sure to be able to dodge it. Yeah, that was a really bad move. Shouldn't have stayed there and get greedy. You can't, like, Leona's so tanky right now, you can't really die from her tower. Because she can just lock you up under CC. How did Nunu record it? I don't know when Nunu got 3 kills, that was weird. But yeah, I'm gonna wait for a Bloodthirster. So the standard Sivir build is Bloodthirster into Phantom Dancer and then IE or Last Whisper, whatever, but the build that I actually like going these days is Bloodthirster into Blade of the Ruined King, which a lot of people will suggest, yeah, it's, okay, they're both dead mid, but it's too much lifesteal, whatever, but against targets that do just a lot of sustained damage, like a Mumu, that's what I prefer to use. And it just gives you a lot of more survivability in teamfights and positioning ability with the movement speed boost. Why is Ash using a mana pod? So because her Q doesn't stun, I'd rather let her hit me with a Q and then use my shield on her W. That way we win the trade really hard. He's saying to play safe, but I'm confident that I can outmaneuver them, so I don't really care about. The more time a move spends down here is just more time wasted, so if he stays down here, I don't mind. Yeah, Jax, as usual, is running into 2 enemies. And I thought they were going to engage on that, but they just backed off instead. So I ended up wasting my ult. I don't really know what this Jax thinks he's doing. That was, wow, and we lost that fight even without Mumu's ult. So that was a really bad fight. That was a really bad forced fight. Especially because it was right near their tower, so they have an easy escape path, even though they didn't need it. The only one I could really pick on that game, or that fight, was a Mumu. And because he's so tanky, I couldn't put out a lot of damage. So until I get a Last Whisper, I'm not really going to have a large impact on these fights. Whereas Ashe, on the other hand, none of our team has armor, so she can just dish out a lot more early on. We might actually get a kill here. Yeah, that was actually a good job by Cho. Using the exhaust beforehand to make sure she can't escape the rupture. In the absolute worst case, that would have just resulted in Ashe having to flash. So. I want to take the tower just to put more pressure on the map and alleviate some of the pressure on my team. That was a waste of a point. Ari's down here, so I need to make sure I avoid whatever Leona tries to throw.
Shut down.
I'm actually going to stay because I don't want to lose a tower burn turn. And Ari's really good at wave clear. Or, I'm sorry, Sivir's really good at wave clear. So them leaving to go mid actually got rid of the pressure bot, which allows me to clear the wave and save the tower. If I had just backed up earlier, I probably would have lost that tower. Now that I finally have a Bloodthirster, I can start scaling my damage. I'm already a lot stronger than Ashes. All she has is, I don't know why she would build a static shield first, but she did. They're busting it. Now that we already have their bot tower, I'm just going to try to keep a lot of pressure on it, and then I'll be able to go pressure other lanes. That Ashe minute, no, she's not going to survive. So I'm just, like, as you can see from that exchange, I just really outplayed them and was able to get a lot of free hits off. Oh, if Cho'Gath had hit that, that would have been a free kill. So I baited that really hard to try to get them to tower dive, and once again was able to use my E to block the stun rather than Leona's Q. Because even if you block the Q, it goes to you anyway. So,
An ally has been slain.
But what? Wukong should honestly build tank rather than Jax, because like Jax just scales so much harder with damage, and because of his ult, damage actually does give Jax a tanky aspect. I need to go back bot. actually trying to push down the tower.
An enemy has been slain.
I'm in good shape versus Ashe right now. I'm ahead of levels and really ahead in farm.
An ally has been slain.
Might actually be able to catch up. Yep.
Killing spree.
So I'm gonna go mid because all the pressure right now is on mid. So I don't really do a lot of damage to this Nunu. This Blood Boil though actually does less damage to me than I expected. I think I was actually able to shield Nunu's absolute 0, so that was a good move. Not sure if I should go chasing an Ahri. She might be able to surprise me out of the bush. 2 for 2 trade, and I got the kill, so, and forced the rest of them to run, so I might not be able to pick up mid tower because that was the stupidest volley I've ever seen. But I'm pretty sure I can hold mid tower against 2 of them anyway. Because I have my very up for any surprise move. But I'm actually relying on to harass me down a lot more than they should. So now I got my Blade of the Rune King, and my next item is probably going to be Infinity Edge. Right now I'm a lot more concerned about just putting out damage and less concerned with surviving in fights. Because I'm pretty confident that I can just use my E and my summoners if they're up to reposition myself and stay alive. In games like this, the enemy tends to just tunnel focus on the first opponent they see and not really be concerned about who they should actually be attacking. So it's quite possible for the AD carry to just be able to stay in the back and just a ton of damage. That was a bad play by me actually. And I also forgot to use my Blade of the Rune King. This Ahri does not do any damage, but nice enough to get the take out. So at least we got 2 kills because they tower dive, but earlier that was a bad play on my part. They had so much lockdown and initiate, and I shouldn't have been pushing their tower without more teammates around me. And I really shouldn't be the first one in line to push the tower anyway. Yeah, a large part of the problem is that we have no tank line whatsoever. And they have a Leona, a Nunu, and an Amumu.
Shut down.
So we got one kill, but obviously one kill isn't worth an entire dragon, but since Leona just basically walked into the middle of us, that's actually turned out to be 2 kills. Since Ari's top and 4 of us are down here, we can easily push this tower. With another pickup on Nunu, so got a sneak quote-unquote dragon because we did have a warded. That sneak dragon of theirs actually turned out in our favor. We got a tower and 3 kills out of it. 2 towers. I'm just gonna take a few of the small ones and see if I can level up off of it. Nope. That was a very nice snare. I don't know if it forced the flash out. This is actually the first time I've seen Wukong bolt this game. But we all started out with lower health, so yep, another horrible trade. We should have backed off earlier when we saw them coming instead of trying to reinitiate on them, because they're just too tanky to burst down quickly. I honestly should have just gotten a Last Whisper next, because Armor Pen is going to be really important against them, but I already got my... Shit, this is a really huge misplay by me. Luckily they didn't manage to burst me down quite fast enough, and we were probably going to get a kill. Yeah, but we can't catch up to Nunu. And I'd rather not have the Mumu or Ari come and just kill me while I'm low. So I'm not going to take all of it. I'll leave like... I will, because I thought Wukong was going to come to top farm. But apparently not, so I will take all of it. So once I get my Affinity Edge and Last Whisper, I will hopefully be strong enough so that even tanks can't really stand up to me in team fights. So I use 1375 right now, and Last Whisper is barely more expensive, 50 more gold, so actually if I have enough, I'll just finish the Last Whisper first. We should be trying to fight mid with Ashbot. The next time we get close enough to re-engage. So we're caught in a really bad position right now. The only way we're going to win a fight is if we do under tower. It's a pretty risky move to send one bot,
Been destroyed.
because then the rest of them can dive us at mid. Yeah, this is really dumb. Like, they pretty much just left their AD carry undefended.
An ally has been slain. You
So there's
have
honestly
been
not a lot I
slain.
can do there.
Double kill. Shut down.
Alright, now I finished my last Whisper, which should help me against Nunu and Amumu.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I don't know how they put out that much damage. It's because Amumu actually scales surprisingly well with AP, and he's got a lot of it from being so fed. Another part of why we're losing is just we have no map awareness. We have not a single ward on the map due to Cho'Gath support. Actually, he does have a sight stone. I don't know why he has no wards. So right now I'm still a lot more ahead of their AD carry, but all of our other lanes, especially our jungle is really behind. And I knew this would happen if I didn't jungle, but shoot, I got caught in a really bad spot. But she blew a spell shield on me. Wow, that was really lucky. Everything missed. So they blew 3 ults on me, 4 ults, and actually didn't manage to get the kill. They should all, since they all just spend time focusing on me, our team should just be trying to take the mid tower and get out. The enemy blew everything except their Mumu ult on me, which is part of the reason why none of our team has died yet, which is probably about to change. Now that I do a lot more damage, they're really not expecting it. Especially that Ashe, I just really outdamaged her in a 1v1 trade and baited the Mumu into a kill. So even though I just got super lucky bot there, that ended up turning out well for us. Because without their fights, they weren't able to take down my team. Or without their ults. And that is one reason why you should always keep the map warded. And I'm a hypocrite right now for not warding. But like, I guess the excuse for that is that AD carry is just the one role that quote unquote doesn't have to ward because you have your support. Which doesn't change the fact that if no one else is warding, you still should ward. But their Ahri is not a huge damage threat to me right now. Neither is the Ashe, so really it's the tanks that I'm worried about. They could be doing a sneak bear attempt. probably not because Ari's not with them. So I don't know what they were all doing actually. So unless Wukong shows up, we should just leave the tower, because even fighting under tower at such low health, their tanks could just tank it. They're not really full on diving. So when they show up under tower, we should just that should be worth it. What? That was okay. That was ridiculous. But 3 for 3. I'm not really sure what I think of that. But we forced Ari to run off, so we should get a tower out of this. If the movement's the only one to defend it. After tower, I need to be really quickly. Because when they're up, they might try up their intent. So not as much damage yet as I had hoped, but that should change with my Infinity Edge. And my last item will probably be a Mercurial Scimitar, just to give me another cleansing option. Now that Ari's finally starting to build her Ravenous Death Cap, she's going to be a much larger damage threat. But our Jax and Wukong are both slowly tanking up. Very slowly tanking up, so that's part of our success in team fights. I'm going to use my ult early just to arrive to the fight faster. So that was another 3-on-3, and I think we'll be able to take top tower out of this. And that was also that was actually a 3v4. So my tanking the tower for a few seconds gave Jax a chance to get free attacks without having to fear tower damage. And he actually got the double kill. It's very nice. That was a good play by him. Yeah, and we can now get the second tower out of this. So once again, we'll have to be very quickly after the tower in order to prepare for Baron. Actually, instead of getting Mercurial Scimitar, I'm going to get the Phantom Dancer. One important item that I totally forgot to get, which is pretty dumb. As well as a red pot for just a little more survivability, since my item slots are now full. I don't really, like, as an AD carry, I rarely ever build defensive items. And that's only when they have, like, 3 assassins that aren't skill shot based, like a Kali, and Zed, and like a Talon or something. Because then you're, like, actually helpless. But against initiates like Leona and Amumu, where you can outplay them, then I'll just rely on my ability to position and outplay them. Once again, having to go to the rescue. So now I'm getting to the really fed state. While they're all pushing bot, I can just solo push mid. We can't do Baron. We can't do Baron since Jax is going bot, so. We have plenty of time to finish it before they respawn. I'm also going to take a blue buff just to deny their Ari a little more. Thankfully, I managed to pick it up. Now I can finish my Fen Dancer, which will finally put me above 400 movement speed. And I can also get the Your Boot upgrade just to give me a little more maneuverability in fights. And refreshing my red buff, because now that I'm at full build, I have nothing else to build, so I don't need any more gold. The only other thing I could get is like a blue buff or a blue pot for more cooldown reduction, or an Oracles. Now that Baron's dead, we should all be pushing bot. It's the last outer turret left, which is a lot easier to siege than inhibitor turret. No, actually that turret is also dead. I should not be in the flat here. Ash arrow hit me somehow. So that was a good 2-for-0 pickup. Cho'Gath and Jax had the right idea there, trying to catch a tick in the jungle. So that was a good play by them. We can easily take this turret. I'm pretty much going to be focusing on taking the turret instead of getting killed. So if you manage to hold out the game and get it this late, that is when 80 carry really has potential to carry these games. So 3 down, I'm just going to try to take the Nexus. And that is game. I was at 97 points before, so now I'm in a series.